like to welcome you to this episode of Blackjack Cooking, where tonight we're actually going to be doing one of my recipes called kitchen sink dip. It's a really good. It's a cheesy dip with a lot of cheese, a lot of vegetables, a lot of sausage, different types of things. The reason the way the name for kitchen sink dip came about was we had to make something real quick for an event that me and my wife were doing. And I just started throwing stuff together. And she said, "Well, what are you going to do? Or what else are you going to throw in it?" The kitchen sink, and just the name from there kind of stuck. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off. Like I said, it's got a bunch of different types of cheeses. We've got vegetables. We've got different types of sausages. We've got bacon. Just a whole bunch, and we've got seasonings as well as some beer goes in it. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes in it. Hence the name kitchen sink dip. So with that being said, we will go ahead and get started. We will throw our. So I'm actually breaking out my big cast iron skillet tonight. This skillet was my mom's skillet. It was when she passed. It was one of the few things that I got from her. So this skillet actually means a lot to me. Growing up, anytime we had fried chicken or we had smothered pork chops or fried pork chops or anything like that, she always fried it in this big skillet right here. So that being said, let's see. Yeah, we're starting to get a little warm. Ooh, that was warm. So we're going to go ahead and throw our bacon in. Get that going. There we go. And we're going to brown. So what we're going to do, we're going to crisp or brown this bacon up, crisp it up. So kind of get it a little crunchy. And as always, we're going to run with our wooden spatula here. All right, so there we go. So this is still coming up temperature. So as it's coming up temperature, we kind of just stand here and wait. That's one thing about cooking is sometimes it's not a fast process. I reckon I could have probably started this skillet a little bit earlier, heating up, but I wanted to bring you guys along for the ride. So here we go. So we're going to go ahead and get this bacon crispy. You see, I already chopped it up. It was roughly about a half a pound of bacon. There we go. You hear it starting to sizzle. So that's going good. So really right now, all we can do is just kind of sit here and wait for the bacon. So next time I see you guys, we'll actually be wrapping up with the bacon, and then we'll be moving on to our sausages. And also, I'm going to show y'all how I save a lot of my grease. All right. So we just about got our bacon ready. As you can see, it's gotten pretty crispy. It's about ready. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and dump this in the pan. Now, this is a very big skillet. Let's see. Let's figure out a different way to do that. You know what? This is what we're going to do. So, I'm going to pull out a plate here. And we're going to get this. We're going to pull this out. We'll take that and we'll dump that straight into the pan. Just like that. We'll go ahead and throw that in the sink. The next thing we've got coming up is our sausage. So this is just regular Jimmy Dean plain breakfast sausage. We're going to take it, cut the end of it off, just like that. And we're going to drop it right down here in this skillet. There we go. So we're going to bring that heat up just a little bit. I turned it down for the bacon because the bacon was cooking a little faster than I wanted it to. So we'll go ahead and punch that down. I want to brown this off really, really, really good. We're going to crank that heat. We're going to go ahead and move our pan that we're putting all of our ingredients in. So we started with bacon. Now we have breakfast sausage. We'll go ahead and put that into a pile here so it's easier to get to. There we go. Put that off to the side, grab that. And then we're gonna start putting our sausage in here. We've got that done. So one of the things that I'm about to do, like I said in one of my earlier videos, is I always save my grease from bacon and sausage. So our next few ingredients we're gonna do, I don't want that grease getting into here because as you can see, this is a pretty clean grease, pretty clean oil. And I don't want all those other kind of flavors getting into it. So what I'll do, oh no, got another jumper. We're not gonna use that again. So what I'll do is I'll take that grease and I'll pour that straight into here. And you see it's got a strainer on top. And what that strainer will do is that'll keep all the chunkies and all that other stuff from getting in there. But at the same time, we've still got enough grease in that skillet that we can do our next part. So I'm about to combine two different types. We're gonna go kick our meat or our heat back on. So here what I have, you guys have seen my chorizo. You know I like chorizo. But here I have some venison, ground deer meat. So we'll go ahead and start the chorizo. That way it can get the browning going. There we go, we got that. Like always, keep a trash can close to me. That way you don't have to go searching for it. There we go. Got the chorizo going. And while that's going, we'll go ahead and drop the venison or the deer meat in there. Like I said, this is ground. That's a 60-40 deer meat to beef fat mix. So we'll crank that heat up on that. I want to brown this. We're going to go ahead and brown this off. Like I said, kitchen sink dip. It's everything but the kitchen sink. Any kind of meat I can get a hold to, I throw it in here. There we go. Get that on high. Let that go for a minute. All right, so now our sausage, our chorizo, and our deer meat, it is browned off. It is ready to go into the pan. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and get that. We'll set this off to the side here. Let's get another spoon because somebody decided to throw the other one in the floor. So we can't use that one again. So here we go. We'll throw that in the pan. And see, this is just chorizo and venison, deer meat, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, it's kitchen sink dip. We throw everything in it. There we go. And I think we are done with our skillet. So we'll go ahead and turn that off. That son of a gun was hot. So now what we will do, we'll go ahead and move over here to the cheeses. We have several different types of cheese that we're going to be working with today. The biggest thing, extra sharp cheddar. We're going to be doing extra sharp cheddar, Colby Jack, Monterey Jack. We're also going to be using some Velveeta Queso Blanco. What that's going to do, that'll kind of give it a good velvety texture, smooth it out. And then we're going to be using that kind of cheese. I don't know how to pronounce that. Oaxaca. Good melting, Mexican melting cheese. Also brings really creamy texture. I'm going to bring some sour cream for a little bit of extra flavor. Also, 2 packs of cream cheese we're going to bring to that. And then a little something else that's going to bring the creaminess to it, Mexican crema. I love this stuff. So next time you see me, we're going to have all this cut up. It's going to be ready to go into the pan. And then we're going to be moving out to the pit boss. That's right. We're going to be smoking this because to me, smoke brings a whole lot of extra flavor to a dish. So next time you see me, that's what we're going to be doing, getting it ready to go out on the smoker. All righty. So got all of the meat done. So we got in here, we've got bacon, we've got breakfast sausage, we've got chorizo, we've got ground deer meat. So we've got all that done. So now we're going to move to our cheeses. What we're going to do, we're going to start off. This is extra sharp cheddar. We're going to go ahead and dump that in there. Next one up is Colby Jack. We're going to go ahead and dump that in there. Then after that is Monterey Jack. Go ahead and dump that in there, kind of spreading it around a little bit. That way it melts even. Next thing up is the Velveeta Queso Blanco. I'll do it right there. And then the Mexican cheese, again, I don't know how to pronounce that. We're going to just spread that around just like that. There we go, spread that around. And then on top of that, we've got 2 blocks of cream cheese. So they're going to go in there. I just throw one on either side. They're going to melt down. Then on top of that, what we're going to do is we're going to add our vegetables. So we've got 1 just yellow, plain yellow onion. Put that on top, just like that. 1 bell pepper. If you want to mix in some jalapeno pepper into this, you can, or any kind of chilies or peppers that you want to use. Like I said, this is going to be for a family reunion tomorrow. So there's probably going to be a few people that don't like extra spicy stuff. So I'm just kind of sticking with the bell peppers and everything today. And then these are just sweet peppers. They kind of look like a jalapeno a little bit, but no heat, no spice or anything like that. And they kind of got a sweet bell pepper flavor. So we're just going to stay just like that. So we got a good amount of color in there. Kind of looking at this pan though, this might be a little small. So we're going to go ahead and move to a bigger pan. So what we'll do, we'll just dump everything into this bigger pan. Just like that. Oh, we got some runners. There we go. Just like that. We'll move that off to the side. Throw that in the trash. There we go. I think that's going to work a lot better. There we go. So from here, what we're going to do, we're going to move over here to our seasonings. So with our seasonings, a couple things I forgot. We're going to throw a little bit of sour cream in here. This is an 8-ounce package. Throw that in there. And then we're going to get to our Mexican crema. Like I said, I like this. It brings a lot of creaminess to it. Probably about half of this jar is what I put in a pan this size. So now we're going to get to our seasonings. I like to throw beer in mine. So I count that as a seasoning. So we'll go ahead and just pour that over the top, just like that. And you can use whatever kind of beer that you like. So we're going to just kind of work down the line here. We've got smoked paprika. Good healthy dose of that. Next up is Tony's I prefer to use the no salt Tony Chachere's, however you pronounce it, because I like to add my salt in as I need it. So typically when I buy pre-mixed seasonings, I try to buy a no salt version. Then we have chili powder. That's going in. Again, this is kitchen sink dip. One of the biggest things, ground cumin. Good healthy dose of that. Then ground onion powder, minced or ground onion powder, whatever you want to call it. And then so good healthy grind of black pepper. I'm not going to put any salt in it yet because I know that the bacon had salt. I know that the sausage had salt, and I know that the chorizo had salt. And I know that a lot of the cheeses have salt. So if I add salt right now, it could make it too salty, and I don't really want to do that. So we've got the black pepper in there. We're going to go ahead and hit it with some garlic powder. Let's see. There we go. Had to go out and buy some more garlic powder today. There we go. You can tell by the size of the garlic powders that I buy, I use a lot of it. There we go, garlic powder. So now we're going to add a little bit of herbage. So we have oregano. We're going to add that in there. Just like that. And then a little bit of thyme. So today I'm not using fresh thyme out of the herb garden. I'm actually using dried thyme. But we're going to add that in there just like that. Good to go. And then another thing that I forgot to prep, but I'm going to add to it is some Rotel dip or Rotel tomatoes, diced tomatoes and green chilies. So we're going to go ahead and open up that can. And for this size, 1 can is plenty. So we're going to dump that in there. So at this point, that is pretty much done. Well, it's not done, but as far as prep, pretty much done, ready to go. The only thing we got to do now is we've got to get it out, put it on the smoker. It's going to go for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours at about 250 to 350 degrees. We're not trying to, we're trying to melt the cheese, but we don't want it to burn or anything like that. So we're going to run it low, just warm enough to melt the cheese. We're going to go out a couple of times, stir it up, make sure everything's mixed up really good. And then from then it should be just about done. So next time I see you, I'll be out by the smoker and we'll be throwing this on the Pit Boss. We're now out by the Pit Boss. I have it set up to run at about 250 degrees. So the pellets I'm using are the Pit Boss brand competition pellets and mixed with red oak charcoal pellets. That's the best mix that I found that I like, my family likes, and the people that I cook for like. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna throw the dip on the pellet cooker, and it's just gonna kind of sit there and chill and hang out and melt and do what it's gonna do for probably about the next hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm gonna come out every now and then and check it and stir it up as the cheese melts. Make sure we get a good mix and it's good and creamy. So next time I see you, we'll be pulling this off and we'll see how it came out. All right, see y'all on the other side. We pulled the kitchen sink dip off of the smoker. You see it's nice. It's got creamy. Um, it's a great big old pan. Normally I make about half this much, but like I said, we've got a family reunion we're doing tomorrow. So what all it's got in it? As far as meats, it's got bacon, it's got breakfast sausage, chorizo, venison, deer meat. As far as cheeses, it's got sharp cheddar, Colby Jack, Monterey Jack, cream cheese, the Mexican cheese. I can't pronounce it. Um, and then we've got onions, sweet peppers, bell peppers. And then as far as seasonings, we've got cumin, Tony's, garlic, onion powder, and a whole bunch of other things. Like I said, that's why it's called the kitchen sink dip, is because pretty much I throw everything but the kitchen sink at it. So that being said, if you liked if you liked the video, you liked the recipe, I'd like for you to try it. Tell me what you think, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, and have a good night. Good night.